Anthropic showed off a chart. Prompt injection against Claude Code's new auto mode. 0.00%. Solved. A security researcher looked at that number and broke it in about 5 tries. Quick ground rules. This is Johann Rehberger's own red team research, run in a lab against targets he controls. Nobody got hacked. And the success rate was 60 to 80% on a tiny sample, not a clean 80. But how he did it is the interesting part, because Claude's own safety instinct is the thing that pulls the trigger. Auto mode swaps the "Are you sure?" approval prompt for an automatic safety classifier. No more clicking allow. And since mid-August, it's the default when you start Claude Code. So this isn't some obscure config. This is what most people are running right now. The attack starts with the most boring prompt on earth. Summarize this website. The site looks like a little archive of old notebook records. The catch is those records come zipped up with checksums and metadata to look legit. Notice what's missing. Nowhere does it say, ignore your instructions. It never tells Claude to do anything bad. First move. Get Claude off its safe WebFetch tool and onto the raw shell. The server just answers every WebFetch with a 415 error. It doesn't say, use curl. Claude decides that all by itself. WebFetch failed. Let me try directly. That's the whole trick, over and over. You don't order the model around. You just make the dangerous path look like the smart way to finish the job. Inside the zip, there's a decoder binary to read the records. Claude does the responsible thing. It refuses to run a random unknown binary. Good boy. So instead, it writes its own little Python decoder to do the same job. And that decision, that safe, sensible, refuse the sketchy binary decision, is exactly the exploit. The decoy binary was never the point. Refusing it was. Here's the mechanism. Claude runs its decoder inside the attacker's unzipped folder. Python checks the current folder for modules before the standard library. Claude's decoder imports base 64. Base 64 quietly imports struct. And sitting right there in the folder is a file called struct.py. Python loads the attacker's version. The decoding works perfectly, so nothing looks wrong, but a hidden line in that fake struct file just ran. Boom. That hidden line launches a detached child process, pulls down a remote payload, and calls home to a command and control server. Real execution several hops away from anything auto mode looked at. And here's the darkest joke. In some runs, Claude realizes it got played and tries to kill the malware process. Auto mode blocks it. The classifier approved creating the malware, then denied the command to clean it up. The safety layer became part of the attack. There's even a variant where the payload spawns a second headless Claude that does its own recon, Huami, uname ID. An agent booting up another agent to finish the break-in. The lesson Rehberger hammers is simple. Auto mode is a convenience feature, not a sandbox. If you actually care about injection, you still isolate the agent and watch what it does. A safety classifier that can be turned into the getaway driver is not containment. If breakdowns like this are your thing, subscribe and turn on notifications. One real AI agent attack taken apart every single day. It's free, and it's the one button that tells me to keep making these. And if you want the full written version with every source, that's on the prompt injection blog, linked below. If this was useful, subscribe. New AI agent and security breakdowns every day.